Oh shit.
Hey, beautiful day, ain't it? Beautiful day. Peace, 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 family. How we doing out there? How we doing out there? Just giving it a couple of minutes, letting people tune in and tap in. Give it a couple of minutes. See how many people we can get on the line here. If you can, please share this out. If you can, please share this out. Then they got me shadow banned on Instagram, though, just to keep it a buck. I think I am shadow banned on Instagram. Just to be honest. So let me see. Let me send it out to a couple of people. Try to get them on the line. If you can, let me know how my audio is. For those that are tuning in on YouTube, let me know how my audio is. Please. Please let me know how my audio is. I appreciate that, J God. Definitely appreciate that. Peace, 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 peace. Appreciate everybody that's tapping in for this early riser show of Coffee and Crypto. Audio is Gucci. Cool. It's clear. Better than usual. Okay, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So we're just giving it a couple of minutes, letting people tap in so we can look at these amazing charts. If you bought, let's just do a quick roll call on this. If you bought Bitcoin before the pump, let me see them hundreds. Let me see them 100 emojis. If you bought Bitcoin before the pump, let me see them 100 emojis. Drop them 100 emojis for everybody that bought Bitcoin before the pump. If you're not chasing after it right now and you're already in a position, let me see them. Let me see those hundreds. Go ahead and drop them hundreds. If you're already in a good position, let me see you drop them hundreds. For those that ain't trying to jump on a moving train. For those that jumped on the train when it pulled back for smart money. For those of you that consider yourself smart money and not dumb money, let me see them hundreds. Chicago educated, wealthy rising, peace, peace, peace. How you doing, my brother? Let me see them hundreds, Joe. If y'all can, share this out too. Share this out to friends, family, especially if they following me. Share this out. Trying to get some people on here. You know what? As far as content goes, I don't know why my page be so dry. I got over 20,000 followers. Go live, it'd be 10, 12, 15 people on here. Bruce. If you hold Bitcoin, you're in a good position. You're in a good position. Leave you me. You're in a good position. Yeah, I don't know why my IG be so dry. Birdie, what's going on? Hey, you see what's going on? You see what it is? You see what it is? What I tell you years ago, bro. Hey, I ain't never told you nothing wrong, have I? Oh, yeah, it's definitely still being suppressed. Definitely still being suppressed. What I tell you years ago, Birdie. I told you this was it. This was the move. Shit, I try to tell everybody. Brother Michael, peace, peace, peace. Big shout out to the New Money Matrix Discord in the house. Big shout out. Big shout out. Tell them, Chicago educated. Holding Bitcoin is forever. Look, he said forever a good position. Yeah, IG be hating on me. Hey, I can't be nothing but that, Birdie. I can't be nothing but that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, William Matt. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. But yeah, if you're in, look, if you just hold Bitcoin right now, if you're a Bitcoin holder, right? If you in the Bitcoin, what do we call it? Triple B's. Bitcoin Bag Boys Club. Bag. We got the bag. If you're in the Bitcoin Bag Boys Club, go ahead and drop 100. You just got to be holding. I don't even care where you bought it at. If you are holding Bitcoin, drop 100 in the chat. If you're just a Bitcoin holder, drop 100 in the chat. Let me see who's holding Bitcoin. Let me see who my diehards are. If you just got Bitcoin, period. In fact, this is what we gonna do. Hey, it is like Scrooge McDuck swimming in the coins. I'm telling you. This is what we gonna do. I just tatted a Bitcoin bag on my leg on the 4th. Hey, Miss Jerica, hey, you the shit, Joe. You the ace, man. Yeah, you the truth. You the truth. I love you. I know this shit changed your life. Drop them hundreds. Where my Bitcoin holders at? Drop them hundreds. Who's holding Bitcoin out there? Who's holding Bitcoin? And you're a DCA buyer, my man. Let's go. Hey, a small amount is more than those that have none. A small amount is more than those that have none. Remember, 0.001. 0.01 is going to be big bucks one day. You early, Bruce. That's it. You just early. That's it. All right, so what we got? We got Bitcoin coming in around 117, 118, depending on the exchange you're looking at. We got Ethereum coming in at about $3,000. What's a good liquid pool to put it in? To put what in? Bitcoin? Hey, no more fun. Said he's still on his $15 a day. Hey, you're going to be a rich man. You're going to be a rich man. He said he's putting $15 a day into Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's take a look real quick, right? Let's take a look real quick and see what $15 a day could do for somebody with Bitcoin over X amount of time. Let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look. So we're doing $15 a day, right? $15 daily, right? $15 daily. Hold on. Let me get that. There we go. Hey, I got you. We gonna get that. We should have did it when you came out here. So check it out. Right? Just by doing, this only to October. Hold on. We in 2025 now. Hold on. There we go. So look, let's do the math. $15 a day from December of 2019 till 2025. $15 a day. That's what my man said he's doing. $15 a day. $15 a day, you'd have spent $30,000 over that time. It would now be worth $128,458. That's what $15 a day can do. Now look, pay attention to this time where you was underwater though. Right? Look, you was negative. Look at that. You was negative 8-9%. You put in 15,000, you were down to 14,300. So you was in the hole here. So remember, when you're dollar cost averaging, it doesn't mean you're always going to win daily, but over time, you're going to beat the market. You're going to beat the market. This is from December of 2019 to July of 2025. It's a 2009, December 2019 to July 2025. That's the time frame we're looking at right now. I bought the dip while they trauma bonded and flex chips. William Mack, you the man. You the man. All right. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna get into this today. We gonna take a look, see what's going on with these prices, right? Bitcoin may be coming into grounds for a pullback. Not guaranteed just yet. We are gonna take a look at what that looks like, but we do have commentators saying the Bitcoin price is likely to hit 130,000 before a serious profit taking kicks in. Soy Free said, cut them combo meals out, folks. Hey, I'm telling you. Hey, Bitcoin and UPMA, generational wealth goals. You got it. You got it. Hey, borrow and still get the combo. Borrow and still get the combo. Now we banking. But what's y'all opinion? Y'all think we're going to see 130,000 before we see a serious pullback? If you think we're going to see 130,000 before we see a pullback, or if you think we're going to see a pullback before then, right? If you wanted the 130,000 type, let me get a thumbs up. If you think we're going to pull back before we hit 130,000, let me get a thumbs down. What you think? 30,000 yay? Nay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me see the response. Yay, nay? What we looking at? What we thinking? What we thinking out there, chat? What we thinking out there, chat? Yay, nay? We got some people saying pullback. Some people putting the thumbs up, saying 130. Okay, we got some thumbs up. We got some thumbs down. We at 118. Well, 117 now. Okay, we got some thumbs down. They're saying we're going to pull back before 130,000. We're hitting new all-time highs right now, Florentino. Pull back. He said pull back this John hot. And then pull back to 110. Okay, he's saying we're going to hit 130 and then pull back to 110,000. Okay. Okay, we got a mixed crowd. We got a mixed crowd out here. Some people are saying that Bitcoin's going to run to 130,000. Some people are saying it's going to pull back before we hit 130,000. Right? Now, when we talk pullbacks, what are y'all talking about? Because going from 117 to 115,000 ain't a pullback. That's price movement. A pullback is something like a 23.6 or a 38.2 or a 50% or a 61.8% retracement. That is what a pullback is, just in case y'all don't know. Pulling back 1 or 2% is not a pullback. But when you're stretching that Fibonacci, 23.6, 38.2, 50% is 61.8% is a pullback. All right? Let's see what they're saying. Soaring capital inflows and an uptick in Bitcoin wallets identified as accumulators. Are you guys accumulators or traders? Accumulators or traders? Drop in the chat if you're an accumulator or a trader. Drop in the chat if you're an accumulator or a trader. Let me see what you got. Let me see what kind of crowd I got out here. Let me see what type of crowd I got out here. Are you an accumulator or are you a trader? Let me see what kind of crowd I got in the building tonight or this morning. Okay, I'm seeing all accumulators. Okay, Stumpy said I'm both. Fuck it. Jack of all trades. Okay, we got a lot of accumulators in the building. DeMar Lee says both. All right. Accumulation rules the nation. All right, Birdie. Trade to accumulate. I like that. Crypto X. Trade to accumulate. I like that. I like that. Same thing, Jerica. Okay, Brother Michael. Serene Soul Sanctuary. Accumulation. Miss Jessie, Brother Gallo. Okay, we the accumulators of the new world. We are the accumulators of the new world. So now, we got new Bitcoin wallets identified as accumulators, suggest that Bitcoin price is on a path to 130,900. Bitcoin rallied to 113,800 on chain. Now you can already tell that this data is a little bit old because now we had 117,000. As data shows a 71% surge in Bitcoin holders of accumulator addresses. Understand what that is. 71% surge of accumulator addresses. Bitcoin's MVRV metrics suggest that meaningful profit taking may not begin until Bitcoin hits 130,000. A 4.4 billion. There go them 44s. There go them 44s. Where's the pills at? Let me get the pills over here. Where's the pills at? Let me get the pills in the building. See if we can go live. I know their community want to get some of this. Let me see. Let me get the pills over here real quick. Let me get the brothers over here, see if we can tap in real quick. Now, a $4.4 billion increase in Bitcoin's realized cap confirms concrete investment activity rather than a speculation-driven rally. They go them 44s again, smacking me all in the face. Bam, bam, left, right. Bitcoin reached 113,800 on Thursday as a significant uptick in demand from accumulation addresses was observed. According to data from CryptoQuant, these addresses collectively held 248,000 Bitcoin on Wednesday, marking a new yearly high in accumulation activity. The 30-day demand of these addresses is up 71%, rising from 148,000 Bitcoin on June of 22nd of June. This level of demand hasn't been seen since December 20th, when Bitcoin was trading at $97,000 and accumulator addresses hit an all-time high of 278,000 Bitcoin. Are y'all hearing what we're saying here? Are y'all hearing this? The renewed accumulation rate at even higher prices levels indicates that investors' conviction has not wavered. Bitcoin's demand momentum supports this outlook, which has sharply rebounded after matching 2024 lows from Q4. While the cumulative demand, which includes bearish selling, remains negative, the metric's swift recovery highlights that buyers are beginning to assert control. This dynamic suggests a strong foundational interest in spot Bitcoin, as strategic accumulation outweighs recent short-term selling. Once again, a lot of people are thinking, more so long-term, take profit, but long-term, you got to think they're accumulating hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, not 5, 10, not 100, not 500, not 1,000, not 5,000, 100,000 a better Bitcoin. While Bitcoin's price discovery phase is anticipated to continue, market analyst Alex Adler Jr. identified a potential profit-taking price level, right? Potential, not guaranteed. Adler Jr. noted that when the market value to realized value, MVRV, reaches 2.75, it typically signals the first central inflection point for distribution. The MVRV indicator compares the current market cap to the aggregated cost basis of all Bitcoin in circulation. All right? Based on current data, this threshold corresponds to a $130,900 Bitcoin price. While this level may attract some selling, it's still 17% higher than current prices, suggesting the rally may have more room to run. Glassnode outlined an increase in realized cap and explained that it reflects actual capital inflows. Unlike market cap, realized cap only increases when coins move at higher prices. The $4.4 billion jump as Bitcoin broke above 113,000 signals vigorous investor activity, not just a speculative markup. All right. It goes on to state, Milk Road, like Silk Road, very interesting. Milk Road co-founder Kyle Ridehead set a higher $150,000 target for Bitcoin. citing a bullish cup and handle formation observed last month. You see at 150K, or see you at 150,000. He posted on X shortly after Bitcoin hit 112, underscoring growing confidence in further upside before any meaningful correction. So now he's saying 150. What's the notion out there? What we think? 130 or 150 now? What y'all think? 130 or 150? Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the monthly chart real quick. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the monthly chart. Let me get rid of whatever I have on there right now. Right? Okay. I can identify the cup and handle and see the back test of the cup and handle. The cup and handle is right here. You got the back test right here. And I'm just showing you all how your eyes will be able to start to cater and see the drawings before you even have to draw it out yourself. You get what I mean? So now what they're stating here is that they have identified, right? They've identified a cup and handle formation coming in right around here. All right. So you got the top of the cup, right? You got the top of the cup. And then you have, where is it? There you go. And then you have the actual cup, right? Right? So there goes our coffee and crypto, hot cup of Joe. All right. Nice little cup of Joe. You got the steam coming off of it, right? So now you have a cup formation. Now, what you normally do with a cup formation is you measure from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup. And you take that measurement, hold on. You take that, this is called a measured move. This is called a measured move, all right? You take that measurement and you throw it. Wait, no, that can't be right. They got to be talking about a different cup and handle. This cup and handle right here takes you to $337,476. What cup and handle are they talking about? It can't be on the monthly because that's what this cup and handle gives you. 337,000. Let me see, what type of increase is that from where we're currently at? 183% move. Yeah, let's that can't be the cup and handle, but that is a cup and handle though. That is a cup and handle. In fact, let me correct it for you. Hold on. This right here would be the cup, right? And then you would look at this right here as being the handle. Hold on, let me show you. This right here would be the handle. So you have your cup and handle. You broke that cup and handle and back tested it here. So now, according to this, I mean, who am I to argue, right? According to this, the measured move is $337,000. What's y'all thoughts? What's y'all thoughts? So Free said, "No, what y'all? I mean, hey, and we can come back, pull back, come up. As long as we don't go back below $74,000, this cup and handle will hold. As long as we don't take out this this is the thing, right? We can come all the way back down to 80, 90. As long as you don't take out the back test of this handle right here, as long as we never trade below this last low right here, $337,000 is on the charts. Now, time, if people will win, I don't know when. Always remember this. I can't tell you when, but I can't tell you where. All right? Always remember that. I can't tell you when, but I can tell you where. Now, let's see. Let me see. Cup and handle. Okay. I guess I can see that cup and handle there. All right. I'll give him this one. So you have your cup here, right? You got your handle here, right? So there goes your cup and handle. All right. So we'll measure this one out now, right? We'll measure this one out. Right to about the wick. And then we'll throw that right here on top of the breakout, right? Now, what does that give us? That gives me 163,000. Let me make sure I measured that right. Let's do it to the close. We'll do it to the close. We won't use the wick. And that gives you about 150K. That gives you about $150,000 price target. Nah, I'm looking at the weekly now. 5-day weekly. I was looking at the monthly. The monthly cup and handle. The monthly cup and handle says 337,000. The weekly cup and handle says 150,000. So now let's say that we was to run to that 150,000 from this low right here, right? Your 61.8% correction to be about 103,000. Your 382 will come in at about 121,000. I was doing a class, so I erased a lot of the other ones, and I only focused on the golden ratios, 382 to the 618, 127 to the 618. I got rid of the 236 and all the rest of that, only focusing on the golden ratios. But if we was to throw in a 236 here, let's see, if we were to throw on a 23.6, what would that bring us? To about 132,000. So if we were to hit 150, 151,000 and then pull back from that area, your areas of interest would be first 133,000, round up, and then from there 121 to 103. That's what I see anyways. Always remember, y'all, this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. Any and everything that I'm telling you could be 100% wrong. Always go do your own due diligence. Always go do your own due diligence. All right? All right. So we got Ethereum, we got Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Let's remove all that. Let's take a look at it on the daily. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's refresh the screen. All right. So our last correction on the daily was where? Was here. Swing high, swing low. You had a high of 112,000 to the T on Coinbase. Not a dollar, not a penny more, right? Not a penny more. Oh, thank you for dropping the email, Miss Jerica. Flanders Co. She just dropped the email for you. Reach out, set up a consultation with me. And we had a low of 98,225. All right? So that's our high. That's our low. Now, based off of that most previous swing high, right, to swing low, where are we at? Look at that. Beautiful. Hey, big shout out to everybody that's part of the New Money Matrix Discord. You've had these heads up for the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months now. Right? So now we're inside our second golden ratio, which as long as we hold 115,750, we're already at 117. The next possible target is 120,500. That's what I'm looking at as far as further continuation. And then we could see a pull back at that level, right? First little rejection. Not guaranteed. Now, if we're able to dominate this level, right? Get some support above the 1618. You as well, Flanders. Where are we looking at? The 2272 to the 2618. What does that give us? That gives us 129,500 to 134,300. All right? So, what does this mean? I'm going to break it down for you all. Hold on. Break it down for you. Give me 1 second. This means, get my toolkit, bring it back down here where it's supposed to be. If price is able to hold above here, right, and dominate here, right, we've got a better shot of rallying here. All right? That's the roadmap. Wealthy Rising, Miss Ashley. That is the roadmap. All right? Now, if we lose here, which is 115,750, I'll look to first come back, retest your previous high here, which is right here. Oh, not right there. There we go. $112,000. $112,000. So once again, my roadmap. If price on the daily, on a 24-hour candlestick, does not close below 115,750, I will look to advance to 120,500. At that point, we can, it's normally typical to see a pullback at that level, right? Normally typical to see a pullback at this level right here. But if we're able to bounce in support from that level, right? If we're able to bounce and support from this level, then I'll look for Bitcoin to continue to rally up to the next golden pocket, as I like to call it, which is between 129.5, I might as well say 130 to 134.3. All right? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, Ethereum claims 3,000 as BlackRock's spot Ethereum ETF notches 300 million in record inflows. We talked about Bitcoin. How many people out there hold Ethereum? Where my Ethereum holders at? Hold on, let me get this music back going. Where my Ethereum holders at? Huh? Let me see. What are we looking for? What do we want? What do we want over here? Let me see where my Ethereum holders at. If you hold Ethereum, drop 100 in the chat. If you hold Ethereum, drop 100 in the chat. There we go. I like it. If you hold Ethereum, drop 100 in the chat. Where my Ethereum holders at? Where my Ethereum holders at? I know we got some ETH holders in here. We should. Drop that 100 emoji in the chat. Drop them hundreds. How many of you are long on decentralized finance? If you're long on DeFi, you might as well be long on ETH. Right? Where my ETH holders at? All right. All right, we got some ETH holders in the building. The price of ETH has reclaimed $3,000 levels for the first time since February, after gaining 9% in 24 hours. BlackRock's Ether, the spot Ethereum ETF, witnessed a record. Let me get rid of that. Get out of here. 300 million in daily inflows on Thursday amid the price surge. Y'all, that means people bought over 300 million. See, people over here penny pitching about $30, $50. Hold on, I get it. Let me not act like I don't get it. I definitely get it, especially for those that are living under, the poverty levels. I get it. But normally those that live under the poverty levels, let me not say that, because that's kind of like stereotyping. I don't want to say that. I'm going to say this. If you're able to smoke squares, smoke weed, drink liquor, you can buy Bitcoin. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to put it like that. If you're able to do all that shit, you can buy Bitcoin. All right? You think other change DeFi apps will pass ETH ultimately? Not really, because they're all built on top of Ethereum. For the most part, especially if you're talking about the Ethereum virtual machine. You got over 500 different networks being built on top of the Ethereum virtual machine. So that's just my opinion. Now, it goes on to state that the price of ETH has surpassed 3,000 for the first time in 5 months, as new Bitcoin all-time highs breathe fresh life into the broader crypto market. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something else very interesting. The rest of the market hasn't reached its most previous highs yet. Remember, we're still playing profits just to the previous high. We ain't even speaking about new highs. We're not even speaking about new highs. I got a real good video that y'all may be interested in called Play the Previous High, where I go through where some of the more profitable previous highs are in the market, right? That's a real easy, let me not say easy because nothing's easy. What do I say? How do I say it? What do you say? How do I say? How do I say? when you're looking at making money with a lot of these coins, right, and you're looking at going into bull markets, normally bull markets do what? They lead to new highs. If you're in a market where 80-90% of the market has not yet reached this previous high, what you can do is evaluate the profits that you're looking at possibly making just off the rip, only playing to the previous high. Only playing to the previous high. You don't even got to look for new highs. You get what I'm saying? So we're buying everything on sale. I'm not saying that. I'm not giving any type of financial advice. What I'm saying is that if we're looking at continuing a bull market and reaching new highs, where do you got to go first? Your previous high. You get what I'm saying? It goes on to state the second cryptocurrency was last above 3,000 on February 2nd, having corrected sharply from a high, and you still got room, 4,000, so about another $1,000 move, 100 in December, to a low of around 1,300 in April amid the Trump liberation tariff turmoil. How many of you bought $13, $14, $15, $1,600 Ethereum? Huh? If you bought some ETH when it was 1,500 or below, let me get a thumbs up. Let me get a money bag. If you bought ETH when it was 1,500 or below, let me get a money bag emoji. Let me see the money bags pop up. Let me see the money bags pop up. Let me see the money bags. If you was buying ETH at 1,500 or below, let me see the money bags. Let me see the money bags. Where y'all at? Where my dip buyers? Where my risk takers? Hey, the Reefer Empire said I got some ETH at $80. Imagine that. Hey, I was just showing my Discord. I dropped one of my old videos that I did back in the day. Well, not even a video, a class that I did where I was showing people how to borrow from Ethereum. Let me see if I can. Damn, I have to log in. I ain't gonna log in right now. But, right? In fact, I can. Give me 1 second. That's what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log in my Instagram just so I can show y'all where I was holding classes at. You know what I'm saying? What was the price when I was holding class, showing people how to borrow from their Ethereum? I'm gonna show you real quick what the price was. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get into this account. All right, hold on. Let me get my Authy. How many of y'all use Authenticator app for y'all Instagram? Huh? How many of y'all use Authenticator app? Hold on, let me show you. How many of y'all use the Authenticator app on your Instagram? Huh? There we go. Never allow the computer to save your password. I don't. All right. So now, nope, I don't want you to save that info at all. All right, let me go to my profile. Let me see. There we go. Let's go down. Let's see. Where was that video at? I think this is it right here. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. This is it right here. So that's me teaching people. That's me teaching people how to interact with Ethereum when it was $173, showing them how they can take Ethereum, put it into a savings account, and borrow against it at $173. 173. How much is Ethereum today? $2,993. You see why people love me? And it wasn't just that I got them in early. It's that I gave them education that people weren't getting at that time. Think about, let's keep it a buck. Who do you know that was teaching DeFi when ETH was $137? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna turn my music up and I'm gonna wait. Hold on. Let me turn my music up and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a response. Who else was teaching DeFi when Ethereum was $137? Let me know. Who all do you know of? I like this. So now, what do you think people are gonna say in the next couple of years when Ethereum's trading at $20,000, $30,000? Like, damn, y'all was learning how to use Ethereum at $3,000? Damn, for real? Huh? Y'all understand? You're still early. You have not yet missed the train. We still early, y'all. Think about how many people you can go out on your daily and talk about crypto and they have no idea what you're talking about. Just think about that. Just think about that. All right? Think about that. It goes on to state that the second largest cryptocurrency, no, we read that. However, in contrast to BTC, ETH remains around 38% down from an all-time high of 4,878 set back in November of 2021. You got time. You got time. You got room. You got space. This thing ain't over just because it pumped for 1 or 2 days. You know, you can get excited all you want, but this thing ain't over in 1 or 2 days. Jay Goss said, I'm one of your first students in the first class you had. Jay Goss, you were OG then. You were super OG in the space. No More Front says, when I first tapped in with you, I bought Ethereum at $747. Come on, man. Y'all see the testimonies? Huh? 700. Hold on. Let me screenshot that with ETH new price. Hold on. Let me screenshot that with ETH new price. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me screenshot that with ETH new price. Hold on. Because if that ain't a testimony, I don't know what is. All right, let me zoom in on that. Take that screenshot. There we go. 2,997. What? You got in at 747. So we're $2,251 higher than when you bought it. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Meanwhile, BlackRock's Ether spot Ethereum exchange traded fund notched up a record $300.9 million in net daily inflows on Thursday, as ETH was first challenging the three. So that means they just bought $300 million at the top, if you want to call 3,000 the top. And you scared, or you think it's gonna pull back, bro? They just spent $300 million at the $3,000 psychological level. Stumpy said he first heard me on Sidnetta TV in 2019. Hey, these right here are what do they call them? Article facts, y'all. Come on now, Sidnetta TV 2019. Sidnetta, the bully. Come on, man. Come on, man. Morris Chef, what's going on, big homie? Big salute to you and your new bundle of joy, man. I see you living in fatherhood right now. Red Pill, what's going on, big homie? Come on, man. We got to get on here and talk about this. Where your brother at? Let me see. Send me a request, Red Pill. I need you to jump online. Let me see where you at. Where you at? me see. Where your brother at? Let me get your brother over here too. Hey, Red, we need to get back in the group because we need to migrate that move over. You know what I'm saying? We need to migrate that move over. Let me know if you're able to get on for a couple of ticks. Let me know if you're able to get on for a couple of ticks. Let me know if you're able to get on for a couple of ticks. So now, at Golden State, once again, they bought $300 million worth of Ethereum ETFs when ETH hit $3,000. And y'all asking, do you think it's gonna crash now? It's gonna pull back? Remember, we haven't even hit our most previous high yet. I appreciate that, Red. We all legends in this new money matrix, this new world. What you did with your community was monumental because you got to think about how many people I presented that same offer to and they turned it down. But now we need to get back. We need to get back into the community so we can migrate over, so we can continue. We don't want to miss this run. All right. Now, on top of Bitcoin and Ethereum, who else we got in the news? Aave. Who out there knows what I call Aave? What's my nickname for Aave? Who out there knows? What's my nickname? What do I like to call Aave? If you don't know what Aave is, you need to figure out what it is. Who out there knows what I like to call Aave? What is Aave for us? What is it? Somebody tell me. JP Morgan, there you go. The new JP Morgan of the crypto space. This is our JP Morgan right here. It goes on to state that Aave surges to a 3-week high, dominating soaring $56 billion DeFi lending market. I told people back when this thing had a couple $100 million, this is going to be one of the biggest banks in DeFi. Right now, deposited into this online decentralized finance bank, if you want to call it that. It's really a money market, but you can bank with it. $56 billion worth of capital. 56 billion. If you're using Aave to bank, right? If you've come over to the dark side, right? If you're over on my side, right? In fact, what song was that? That was Pop. What was that? Dang, what song? I want to play it now. They're gonna strike me though. But if you're banking in Aave, let me see them 100 emojis. If you're banking with AJ, let me see them 100 emojis. Yeah, House of Hodlers was a super OG one. Super OG, Miss Jerica. Super OG. No, not Wild Sad, not Crucial Conflict. It was a Pac verse. It was a Pac song where DJ Quick is talking in the background. I think it was DJ Quick talking in the background. If you banking on Aave, let me see you drop them hundreds. How many of y'all out there self-banking in today's world? How many of y'all self-banking in today's world? Do you trade XRP? Yes. I trade XRP. I use XRP DeFi. I supply liquidity in XRP. I get paid daily in XRP. I borrow against XRP. I do a lot more than just trade XRP. Like I told y'all, for those that may be new to the space, that was Richard Pryor in the background. Got you. Richard Pryor, you're right. Hey, what was the song? You got a good ear. Hearts of Men. There you go. Hearts of Men. That was it. Hearts of Men. Come over to our side. Wild side. But what was I just about to say? You got to understand, Joe, in this world of blockchain, decentralized finance, Web3, trading is like kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga tell me that he trades crypto, it's like, oh, that's cute. That's cool. You doing any banking? You doing any yield farming? You doing any liquidity providing? You doing any collateral swaps, debt swaps? You doing any on-chain options? And they look at me with the like the deer in the headlights because they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's the bottom barrel. The traders. That's those that are still stuck in the old world, looking at this like it's stocks. You know what I'm saying? We're actually using the technology. We don't just trade it. We use the technology. You need to learn about that. Set up a consultation. That's all you got to do. Let's get into it, though. This token has established a robust support zone at around 277 and 280, while rising demand for DeFi borrowing and Aave's dominant role in the sector point to future gains, which is interesting because what we got to understand, it's interesting you just asked about XRP, right? The next story is actually about XRP actually connecting now and bridging over to the Ethereum virtual machine, which what I'm going to be looking for and what I commented on their page was that Aave needs to be built or incorporated on XRPL. That way I can bank and discharge debt utilizing XRP in their greater ecosystem. But anyways, if in fact, I got 3 classes coming up, right? Next week. We're going to be covering the ISO 222 tokens. I know people ask about those. How can we grab them? Where can we put them? I'm going to show you all that. And then we're going to have a class where we're going to do a deep dive into XRPL EVM. Remember, sometimes it's about first in line, first in time. If you're able to supply liquidity before everybody else, you get a larger chunk of the capital that's going to be paid back out to us. And it puts you in a position to possibly get an airdrop. All right? It goes on to state, Aave's native token, Aave, surged to its highest price in 3 weeks. In fact, let's take a look at that real quick, because Aave actually has a very beautiful chart. Very beautiful chart. Coming in right now at $309. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just cracking above our 1618. Let's open this up real quick. Aave's all-time high was $400, though. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Nice little cup and handle formation here, in fact. Hold on. We've got a nice cup and handle formation. Let me draw this in. Nice cup and handle formation, which we're just about to break over. All right? Let's measure this out. That gives you a measured move to 750. That gives you a technical analysis measured move to $750. That's what that gives you. All right. Not too shabby. No, let's put that back on there, actually. Let's put that back on real quick. And let's do a macro swing high, swing low. Oh, my God. Look at where it hit. I can't make this shit up. Hey, I can't make this up, y'all. My phone about to die, too, so we're going to hurry this up. But I can't make this up. Hey, all it is technical analysis. All it is drawings. All I do is draw, and then I show, improve. That measured move has you going to the second golden ratio, your second golden pocket. Even though it's not really a golden pocket, I call it a golden pocket. Look at that. Look at that. All right. We're breaking above our 618 right now. Next stop, $400. Above that, your next stop for Aave should be somewhere between $477 and $575. That's what I'm looking at right now. $477 to $570. As long as we're able to take out $400 as support or as resistance and flip it to support. It goes on to state that Aave saw considerable volatility Monday and Tuesday, rebounding from the nadir of, or the lows of 277 and 291, gaining about 5% according to CoinDesk Research Lab. Volume patterns remain robust through the period with notable spikes during 12 to 12-13 breakout phase exceeding 2,000 units, confirming authentic buying interest and validating the sustained recovery from earlier session lows, the model noted. The recovery pattern suggests substantial purchase interest at lower levels around 277 and 280, establishing potential support zones for future price action, the model suggests. The move happened as a broader DeFi lending space is enjoying a renaissance. Total value locked in the sector soared to a new high above $56 billion, well surpassing the 2022 peak levels, DeFi Llama data shows. Aave is playing a dominant role in the growing trend, And the protocol commands out of that 56 billion, there's 26.4 billion in Aave across 17 blockchains per DeFi llama. That means Aave have more assets on the platform than the 30 next rival lending protocols altogether. Y'all understand that? You understand the times that we're living in right now? You understand the times that we're living in? Let's take a look at XRP now. How is XRP performing? 281. Beautiful, beautiful move. Let's open this up. Let me see. Let me see where we at on the month. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. So we're inside our second golden ratio right now, right? I just did a class, or no, a mentorship the other day where we were using XRP, and I was showing him this. Look, what's the target? $3. Where we're at? 281. Where we breaking through the 1414? That is at 266. As long as XRP holds above $2.42 as support, $3 your next target. From $3, I'm looking at 410 to 468. Remember, this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. These are just my opinions. XRPL's EVM sidechain shows promise with efficient design and low transaction fees, yet struggles to grow its user base beyond initial interest. Right now, they've seen about 1,400 smart contracts in the first week. And why is it hard for them to go beyond their basic interest? Education. All this right here is based on education, Joe. People don't know how. Number one, people don't know how to use XRP as a technology, let alone how to use it incorporated with a totally different technology known as Ethereum virtual machine. So now you got XRP Ledger, an Ethereum virtual machine, two technologies that are outside of the investment scope, meaning, oh, I buy XRP. That's cute. But you got a whole XRP Ledger, right? When is the next deep dive XRP class? Next week. The class is next week. You want to my website should be up and running today, but you're going to want to join the Discord nonetheless. But my website should be up and running today. All right? It goes on to state that the Ethereum virtual machine compatible sidechain of the XRP Ledger is showing early signs of traction among developers, with over 1,400 smart contracts deployed just 1 week after launch. On July 7th, Pierce has confirmed the strong demand in a post stating that nearly 1,400 smart contracts had gone live within the first week. As of press time, the total number of smart contracts in the platform has reached 1,412. A closer look at the network shows a rising wave of yield-bearing DeFi projects and trading protocols, including versions of Uniswap being deployed on the platform. Although this level of contract activity suggests interest, the user adoption rate appears more measured. Of the 1,211 new accounts created, over 80% were registered within the first 2 days of its launch, with subsequent days seeing only a handful of signups. Meanwhile, active accounts have generally remained below 150 since launch. Look at the family. Y'all know how early we is? Active accounts are under 150. There's more than 150 people living on this block that I stay on. Come on, man. Let's make it make sense. Let's make it make sense. Let's be early. Let's be the pioneers that we are. Let's not wait for them to push us and tell us to use it. Let's go ahead and use it, because you know what? We're going to reap the biggest reward. We are going to reap the biggest reward. All right? First in line, first in time. Hold on. No thanks. From a technical, what's going on, Monique the Great? Oh, we super early. We super early. Wealthy rising. From a technical standpoint, the XRPL EVM sidechain appears to be operating smoothly. The network has already processed over 1.12 million blocks with an average block time of just 5.66 seconds. There were no pending transactions recorded in the most recent 30-minute period, suggesting high throughput and low congestion. On the transaction front, the network has handled over 1,644 XRP transfers. A total of 539 transactions were processed in the last 24 hours, generating a cumulative fee of just 26 XRP. Because you got to understand, when you're interacting on this ecosystem, XRP is your gas, not Ethereum. Overall, the XRPL EVM's activity remains relatively modest compared to Ethereum and Solana. However, its low fees, efficient design, and growing contract base position it as a compelling option for builders exploring scalable smart contract infrastructure. Family, I appreciate everybody that was able to tune in, tap in. Hopefully, you took notes on today's show, Financial Fridays, Coffee and Crypto with the Bitcoin Block Bully. We're going to leave out with Lemon Pepper Freestyle. The website should be up today. We have about 3 classes going live next week. XRPL EVM is going to be the one you're going to want to join. We're going to want to join all of them. But specifically, you're going to want to come to that one because that's the newest ecosystem. That's the newest thing on the chopping block right now. You get what I'm saying? That's the newest thing on the chopping block. You're definitely going to want to come and get incorporated with that. Be on the lookout for the website. It will be posted on my Instagram. Let's go ahead and get to the Lemon Pepper Freestyle song. Hold on. There we go. Let's do a Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Bitcoin Block Bully. There it is. And let's go ahead and get it started. I appreciate you all.